Thank you to our sponsors for today's video: Amber, StarCharge, Nokian Tyres, and InfyPower. Amber, providing modern protection plans for your Tesla's battery and more, without the hassle of long-term contracts or upfront payments. Check out the link in the description to explore their plan options and use code SPEC5 for a 5% discount on all plans. This video is also brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world, and is also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage, as well as microgrid solutions. Nokian Tyres, a leader in safety and sustainability, maximize performance and efficiency with their made-in-USA all-season tires and their dedicated Hakkapeliitta EV winter line from the inventor of the winter tire. Learn more at nokiantires.com/EV. And InfyPower, the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video, and welcome to another video with my buddy Tijmen's new Tesla Model 3. Now, it's not entirely new because he actually bought one of the cheapest, lower mileage Model 3 Performances for sale on the market. This is a 2018 Tesla Model 3 Performance that Tijmen just recently purchased for under $25,000. The reason he did that was to obtain all of the tax credits along with it. So he really is paying a very reasonable price for this used Tesla Model 3, and the mileage was really attractive. It was under 40,000 miles. However, the car did show some signs of wear and tear, like we mentioned in the delivery video, but in this video, it's all about how much energy capacity the battery still has. How much has it lost over its 6 years and 40,000 miles? Now, I think it's at 44,000 miles. Tijmen's driven it about 5,000 miles since purchase. And yeah, well, it's a hot weather Arizona car, and we have no idea how it was used before. So this is where we figure out the battery capacity of Tijmen's used Tesla Model 3.
So Tijmen found this Model 3 Performance for sale. Actually, I think I found it for you, and it was a deal because it had, in the photos, it looked great. We didn't really notice this big bumper damage.
Yeah, that's whatever.
And it had very low mileage for the price compared to other Model 3s on the market.
Else was like 28 for this mileage. So I was like, whatever, let's send it.
Yeah, so we went for it. We went out there. We drove all the way out there that same day.
Yep.
We almost walked out of the purchase.
Yeah, almost. In the video, you made it seem like I should have. In person, you made it less seem that way.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm still happy. No regrets. I mean, the maintenance has been fine so far. Just upper control arms and now lower control arms need to be done really badly.
We knew that going into it.
Right.
There was a couple issues with the car. So we found the car. It had the dent. It had some scrapes on the side. It had some interior tears. Right. But more importantly, the AC compressor was making some bad noises.
Right. And it still does. I just don't run AC now because it's getting cooler, so it's not a big deal. So I'll worry about that in the spring.
Okay, so that has to get repaired. And we also noticed some knocking under braking.
Yeah, which wasn't the brakes. It was the lower control arms.
Lower control arms
have basically no bushings left.
Right, they're almost disintegrated. Yeah. Pretty much disintegrated. So you can actually see when Tijmen comes to a stop, the wheel move compared to the car.
Right, yeah.
Safety. And then the upper control arms, that's common.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem to be the issue because I replaced the uppers and the squeak's still there. So it's the lowers. And I looked at the lowers and the bushings are really bad.
Okay, so that all checks out. Other than that, when we were pulling out of the dealership, the whole car faulted.
Yeah, which I think also might have to do with the play that's in the lower control arms, but it shows up in service mode as a wheel speed sensor, which is $20-30 to sensor. So once I fix everything, I'm going to replace all of them.
With all of those problems, you've still managed to put over 5,000 miles on this car in the month and a half you've had it.
Yep. And it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the GX, this is a world of a difference. And I don't ever really take a trip to where I need to charge it during the trip. So it's been super nice in that sense. And I mean, it's quiet, it's comfortable for the most part. It's just a little embarrassing to squeak.
Yeah, you can, when Tijmen backs into a parking spot, it's when he's turning the wheel. But we're going to get it all sorted. I already talked to Mountain Pass Performance, and we're going to do a full suspension on this car.
It needs it.
Yeah, coilovers, the whole bit. This car is going to be, it'll be kind of interesting. Then we'll take it to some track days and see how much use you really can get out of a $25,000 Model 3 Performance.
That'll be interesting and fun.
But it all starts with this video, Tijmen. We want to know how the battery is holding up. So there's 2 ways to calculate battery health. Well, there's even more than that. But let's talk about the 2 proper ways that we're doing it today. And the first is in service mode. So, Tijmen, why don't you... Actually, before we give away the results, I filmed what I was doing early on. I forgot about this because I did this a few weeks ago.
Right.
I had the car at my house and I used the Tesla service mode to have it go through its charge, discharge cycle to gauge battery health. So let's play those clips and then we'll pick up for the proper degradation test now. So as mentioned, the first thing to do is we're going to use the in-car battery health check. So I've charged the car, or driven the car down, I should say, down to 3% state of charge. So we're going to come over here to software, push and hold here. Car is 41,278 miles. We're going to type in service. Okay, enter. We are in. And then we are going to run the battery health test. So first of all, this car does have a couple issues, 3 alerts. So let's see, we have a Radmia, not sure. Autopilot ECU, okay, not a problem. TPMS fault and radar issue, but that's okay. It doesn't use radar anymore. So maybe it actually doesn't really have any issues. It does have a... AC compressor needs to be replaced. We knew that when we got it. Tijmen says it really shouldn't be a problem. Few $100s for the part. Easy swap, little bit of vacuum stuff. Anyway, this is what we're looking for. High voltage system. And in here, you can see we have everything set to do the health test. Now, the health test has never been run on this particular car before. And so I'm going to walk you through that process yet again. We've done it on my Model 3, which is of similar vintage, but with significantly higher mileage. So anyway, let's try it out. It says it could take up to 24 hours. Okay, so it says make sure we're plugged into a greater than 6 kilowatt AC charger and state of charge max is less than 50%. And we are at 3%, which you want to be as low as possible because it will burn off the rest as heat. If the state of health test is seemingly completed, test was interrupted. Okay, so basically it says, test will take 24 hours. Don't interact with the vehicle or the test may abort. So I just need to park it here, lock it here, and then it's good to go. So charge port open, we're plugged in. We get full, 11 kilowatts on this unit. And you can see it's ramping up to 48 amps. So what we want to do is we want to run the test. So I'm going to put the brakes down and put the right turn signal on. That will enter into the gateway, and then we will be able to start the test, lock the car, and walk away from it. Great. So I'll roll up all the windows. As soon as we start, we should see the charging stop. There we go. Okay, so it's running. The thermal systems are running full send to burn the battery down to 0. And stop, currently running. Health test stop. But I think this means run the stop. But we just want it to do what it's doing right now. So I'm going to let it do its thing and not hit that button. All right, well, we'll just let it charge for now. Or discharge and then charge to 100. Yep, just confirming everything is good. It says test in progress and we're ready to rock and roll. And I don't know if you can hear it, but the fans are going full. So jumping in, we will open it up. What are the results? High voltage system. Come on. What does it say? What does it say? 84%. Wow. That is maybe in line with what Tijmen was thinking. He guessed 85. I was thinking
90%, somewhere around there. Okay, so we're now going to go do the proper degradation test and see if our numbers align, because the health test doesn't necessarily just indicate battery capacity. I don't know if it factors in resistance and some other items as well, but yeah, that seems surprisingly low for a car with only 40,000 miles on it. Now, time and the heat from where this car was maybe plays a big factor. I mean, definitely plays a big factor, no question. And I'm looking forward to getting Scan My Tesla on here and seeing how much DC charging versus AC charging it has, and some other things as well. So let's dig into it some more. 84% health. So my Model 3, I did a video at 106,000 miles, which is significantly more mileage than this car. And I lost about 11 or 12% capacity based off of that test. And the proper way to measure degradation is to charge the car to full, drive it gently to reduce heat loss all the way till it stops moving, and see how much energy you can pull out of the battery pack. And Tesla's health system may take into other factors beyond just degradation. It could take into resistance. It could take into, connection. I don't know.
Stuff.
Yeah, basically isolation, resistance would be the two ones I would think of, but who knows what else they're factoring in.
Right.
And the other way is, a lot of times there's no standard to measure battery health. So, it could be like 99% battery health, 98, 97, and then the next day it could be like 20.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would,
battery.
Because some battery health related topics are down to the connection points, and they're either connected and fine or not connected. So I don't ever like just looking at battery health in terms of one number. But if we're looking at degradation, which is what we're doing now, we can get one number out of it. So let's talk about what factors go into degrading battery packs. Now, I'm pretty sensitive to batteries around here.
Yeah, the person that owned this doesn't seem like they were.
No, whoever owned your car before, maybe not so much. I was actually thinking maybe your car came from like a proving ground, because it's just like falling apart.
Yeah, but also all pre-2020 Model 3s, at least bushing-wise, was always a hit and miss.
Yeah.
So I knew that
low mileage
going into it. I do think it was drifted a bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely like signs of an enthusiast owner, maybe, because there was some wrap on here. The badges were blacked out. Yeah. So, okay, the first is time. Batteries will age naturally over time.
Right.
And a lot of that is dependent on the state of charge that they're stored at, which is why I always store my cars between 25 and 50%, but typically around 30% most of the time. That's when they're kind of at their least stressed state of charge. Everyone's like, what should I do if I go on vacation? Charge your car to 50 and leave it plugged in, or the lowest state of charge it lets you go. Like Taycan lets you go to 20%, BMW 20% as well. The Germans got it.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. Tesla lets you go as low as 50%, just leave it plugged in. Actually, the original Tesla Roadster would let you store it at 30%.
They knew it was a fire hazard.
They have been fire hazards. So that's time and battery storage, but also storage and temperature. So if you store your batteries at especially high state of charge and warm temperatures, that can really degrade them.
Which, being an Arizona car.
Now, Teslas have active thermal management for battery packs, but it can get well over 100 plus degrees. Right. And if they had stored this car at 90% every day, which is what Tesla used to tell everyone to do, that could really wear down the battery. So that's one component. The second component is charge and discharge usage, doing these big suites of charging to 100% and draining back down. And of course, DC charging your car does stress the cells more. We haven't really seen that materialize so much in terms of usable health in a short period of time. My Model 3...
The amount of people that do drive these and the amount of miles they do in a week isn't really going to affect it.
Yeah, and a lot of it's managing temperature. And so, my Model 3 had a ton of DC charging on it, and it still only lost 11 or 12% in over 100,000 miles.
Right.
That's not too bad. The question is, how was your car used? Now, we will do at the end of this video, we're going to try and get Scan My Tesla hooked up so we can look at the percentage of AC charging versus DC charging, which is a great thing that Tesla stores in the car.
Yeah.
I love that one. We tried to do it right now, but we're having issues getting connected. So
I got to go get my old Android phone and hook it up. So I've pulled up, scanned my Tesla, and we're able to pull up some details on the car now. So a couple things to look at. We have DC and AC charge totals right here. So actually this car has been AC charged, primarily slow charged, most of its life and for most of the usage. You can see here the DC charging is only 5.3 megawatt hours. Only, I mean, I would say it's a significant portion, but it's not like this car was exclusively DC charged. You can see more lines rolling in here as it still gets connected, but these were the two ones. AC charging was the primary charging portion here, which is really interesting. And you can see the nominal full pack, this is what the car expects us to pull out of it, is 64.1 kilowatt hours compared to when it was new. And there's our buffer below zero, just about 3 kilowatt hours or so. Full pack when new was 77.8. Now, I don't believe that was completely usable, which is why we're basing all of our degradation topics off of around 75 kilowatt hours, since that's what we all remember being able to pull out of these packs from full to dead back in the day. Okay, well, there you go. It's been primarily AC charged. This is what we were looking for. Really, really good stuff here. And, yep, everything else looks pretty good. This is nominal full pack remaining 64 kilowatt hours. Oof, doesn't look too great at the moment. Let's go see how the test goes. So what you're going to do now, Tijmen, is actually charge it to full,
right?
Run it till it stops moving, and we're going to look at how many kilowatt hours we pull out of it. Now, the proper way to do this would be if we had a fresh one, like if your car was brand new, to do it on day one.
Yeah.
However, you didn't have your car when it was new because you just got it. So we're going to use roughly 75 kilowatt hours usable when it was new. Technically, it's a 77 kilowatt hour pack, widely regarded between 74 and 75 usable. When I did my Model 3 performance degradation test, same car as yours, we used 75 kilowatt hours.
Sounds good to me.
So that's what we'll base this one off of. And we can look at pretty much the same age between our two cars.
Yeah.
Completely different mileage, less than half the miles on this one.
Right.
And see what the capacities are. So this is the make or break. Let's see how well your car's doing. So Tijmen, couple little tips on the way. You can precondition the battery. You want to get it as warm as possible.
Right.
I can just hear the motors kicked on there. So yep, creating waste heat with the afterburners, as Bjorn calls them. 7 kilowatts of waste heat. So you'll get to the charger at 36%. Juice it up all the way to where it completes at 100.
All right.
As soon as it's done charging, put it in drive.
Yep.
Because then it starts calculating the energy usage
All right.
in the trip computer. And then just drive it gently. You don't want to go fast. You can keep it around 70 if you want to, but you're going to be ending at higher elevation than when you started, so it's not technically a range test.
Right. What percentage do you think I should turn around at?
Oh, it don't matter. You could just loop up and down, really.
Okay.
But you just want to kind of keep the car maintaining with very little energy consumption.
All right.
And then what you'll do is you'll exit where we exit for the range test between Buckeye and Owl.
Okay.
I sent you the pin.
All right. Perfect.
And you'll run it till it dies.
All right.
And so just keep it, once it can't maintain speed anymore, just keep it floored till it stops moving.
All right.
And then I'll be behind you in the Lucid to grab you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, have a good trip. And I really don't know what to expect. I'm going to make a prediction. I think you're going to pull 63 kilowatt hours out of this car.
Oof.
That's my prediction. What do you think?
I'd probably say around there, if not lower.
Okay, so you're going to go on the low side of 63. I'm going to go on the high side. I think I pulled 67 out of my 100,000 mile car.
Yeah, so let's hope for at least 65 here.
Yeah, we're hoping for the highest number possible. All right, well, good luck.
All right, see ya.
Parking brake sounds healthy.
All right, we just got to the charger. So let's plug this turd in. And then let's set it to 100%. Okay, sure, one-time charge. And let's see how long this is gonna take. 50 minutes remaining. Woohoo! Too bad I don't have a Tijmen charging speed. It says 5 minutes remaining, so it doesn't say we're done yet. Huh, let's go. Unplug. There we go. Let's see. Trips reset completely, so let's do this. It's in chill mode. And we are ready to go. So we're just gonna take it nice and easy. And someone did a burnout or a donut over here. Very nice, Kanye. So now we're on the move. Just gonna sit at a nice 70 mile an hour for the next foreseeable future. And I'm just gonna use adaptive cruise control and not autopilot most likely. Maybe a little bit of autopilot, but I'm just gonna take it nice and easy and yeah, just do this thing. Hopefully it turns out well for me, but we shall see. So that road is where I'll be stopping here probably in like a couple hours. And the car will be completely dead. For now, we're just cruising on at 70 miles an hour. And yeah, we're just kicking. So far, we've done, let's see, trips. Here are the stats. We've done 24 miles, 7 kilowatt hours. And yeah, I don't know if good or bad, but we'll see. After I did unplug, I did realize that I didn't fully show that it was showing 0 kilowatt input into the car. So I mean, I jumped out quickly, but I did glance and then recheck afterwards at the video to make sure that it was at 0% or 0 kilowatt input to the vehicle, so that I wouldn't have to go back and plug back in and have to redo this. But so far we're good. There was a good sunset earlier as I was finishing the charge, but we're just gonna mosey on along, getting passed by everybody. All right, so I turned around again and we are at 65% and slowly getting back up to speed. Just taking my time here, making sure I do this all correctly. I'm gonna set the cruise at 70 again, and then we're gonna keep going. So we have, let's see, after we've brought the watt hour per mile down to 268, and we've done 81 miles with 64% remaining. So we're looking better. So I just hit 70% and we're going through, I think, Cheyenne right now. Let's see, or 70%, 20%, and I'm at 170 miles, 48 kilowatt hours, and 283 watt hour per mile. So not much has changed watt hour wise between going north or south. It seems to be pretty consistent now. So we'll get to turnaround spot at 10%. So I'll probably skip that one and then turn around, do it again just to bring it lower, and then hopefully pull into the spot at 1% or close, or like 2%, just so that it's a lot easier to drain. But things are looking good. Going to be over 200 miles, so that's good news. But like I said before, I really don't do much more driving past like 150 miles in a day anyway, and which is perfectly fine with me. I'm not too worried about this health. I think Kyle's a little bit more concerned than I am, but it's still good to know the information and see how this car was actually treated, which I don't think it was treated very poorly, but also not very well. Just supercharged a lot, and the Arizona heat definitely didn't help, and that's probably why my AC compressor is also kaput. So we just keep moving on, and like, it's been a great daily so far. Just need some suspension work, and I'm super excited to get the mountain pass stuff put on. We are at 5% and we have done 209 miles. So I'm about to hop off and then take this side frontage road that's right here. You can't really see it that well, but I'm just gonna go through that back and forth and drain this battery down so I do not end up dead on the side of the highway. All right, we are at 2%. So now just comes the true pain of not being able to go fast. And I've had two pop-ups saying that the car can't reach any chargers. So now it's, we're at 1%. So let's see how far we can go. We are at, let's see, trips at 218 miles. So I think we can at least get 220, let's hope. And 59 kilowatt hours and 272 watt hour per mile. So that hasn't changed. I doubt it's going to change at all really from here on out. So yeah, we'll just keep pushing along and see what this thing can do. We are at 0%. Oh man, I kind of hope it ends soon and don't have another 15 miles in me, but I guess we'll see how far I can go.
Up here on the right is Tijmen running it down. He's at 0%. Okay, I can see him. There he is. There's Tijmen running at 0% state of charge in the Model 3. I'm about to flip around here and he'll probably die. I'd imagine somewhere on the frontage road up this way. He's at 0% for some time now. So, yep, we're about to intercept and go for the pass. That is perfect timing. And he's just cruising. Hello!
There goes Kyle in the Lucid. He's about to take the exit. And I'm still at 0%, and it looks like I still have some leeway to go here. So I guess I'm gonna flip a U-turn up here and keep going.
There he goes, making a U-turn. And as we get right back up to speed, we're gonna duck in behind him. And this way we can be right there to plug it in as soon as it dies.
You're going a lot farther on 0% than I ever expected this car to actually do, with it already being at 84%, like we stated earlier. So I'm quite impressed that we're just still cruising, and Kyle's right behind me somewhere, right there. But yeah, it's surprising that we're still holding speed, and I can still floor it. Not that I'm going to, but it's kind of crazy. So I am noticing the little needle right there is slowly going down, so I don't think we'll make it to the end of this next run here, but yeah, we're definitely gonna die here. Definitely a giant loss in power. So we're definitely getting close to the end, so I'll just keep recording.
He seems to be having a hard time accelerating past 50 at the moment. So he must be getting right close to the end.
I can no longer go faster than 53 miles an hour. It says unable to drive, battery charge level 2 low, steering alignment service required. Yeah, I'll do that after I install all my performance parts. But I cannot, we're going downhill a little bit, but I cannot accelerate anymore, even though there's the little needle, but we're definitely slowing down here. So first time that service alignment has come up, so we'll just get this taken care of here. Yep, we're definitely losing power.
Yep, hazards are on. He must have just died. I'll also go hazards on our car. And once the contactors open on his, then he can just find the safest place to pull over, which is really anywhere. It's completely deserted where we are, which is wonderful to have access to this. And we'll get it plugged into the Lucid range exchange as soon as possible. One thing I was thinking was Tijmen's car can't CCS charge. He hasn't done the retrofit, so we need to charge it enough to get to either the hub or our house in order to plug it in. So we might be here for 30 minutes instead of 15. Shouldn't be a huge deal.
So maybe, oh, there we go, vehicle shutting down. It says drive safely, even though that's on the other side of the screen. You can't even read that. Still giving power. It just says charge level low. Yes, I know, I'm at 0%. Come on, car. You can keep going. Oh, regen is off. Oh, there we go. The needle's completely gone. So I can just let off. Yeah, we're just gonna cruise to 0 miles an hour. Full pull over safely. Well, I can't really do anything. I just gotta let it go to 0. We're still just moving along at 20 miles an hour. We are stopped. Holy cow. Let's see, what did it do? 233, and Kyle was accurate. I think that's what he was talking about, 263 kilowatt hours. So we're gonna get this thing plugged in. Rear motor disabled, avoid steep grades. Well, I can't really do anything. I can't even move, so I guess I'll put it in park. Battery too low. Thank you.
It seems like we're coasting to a stop, and this will be the final resting place for the Model 3. A full charge to dead in the 2018 3 Performance. Absolutely awesome. I can't wait to see it.
Lucid range exchange. In we go. So 0%. I don't know how many kilowatt hours you used. And we're charging. Look at this. Now, will it go really slow at the beginning? The newer Panasonic packs do. Yes, so it's going to just pull a couple amps for like 15 minutes to pull it off bottom pack voltage. Oh no, 789.
Doesn't care.
Dude, you're doing 17 amps right there. That's awesome. And I also realized your car doesn't have CCS charging.
Yep.
So we need to charge enough to get it to the hub.
Yep.
So we'll be here for a little while. And yeah, it's not doing full power, but it's doing, I don't know, 10 kilowatts. There we go, 40 amps. So totally different behavior than the new Panasonic packs that take 15 minutes to get off 1 or 2 kilowatts. Okay, I'm going to guess you did most of your driving at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'd say 95%.
But you also are ending at higher elevation.
Yeah.
So it's not a perfect test.
Right.
I'm going to guess 230 miles.
233.
Really?
Yep.
Nice. Because I think mine, yeah, I mean, you have the big wheels on this and everything.
Yeah.
And 64 kilowatt hours.
63.
63, okay.
So you were right.
I told you it's not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great degradation. But, dude, that's awesome. And it just pulls full power right here, which will save us some time.
Yep.
Okay, that's the way to test.
I guess so.
And there we go. All right, let's charge it now, and we'll end the video later.
So the results at the end, Tijmen pulled 63 kilowatt hours out of a car that he was originally able to pull about 75 kilowatt hours out of, which indicates 84% capacity. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, the Tesla built-in health button also completely indicated the same 84%. So it's possible that the Tesla service mode health indication is just looking at battery capacity. Now, we're going to do a couple more of these on a few different cars before we 100% agree to just go with the health thing, because it'll save us a bunch of time doing the charge to full, drain to dead. As long as we have one number that is, repeatably reliable, then awesome. So we'll probably run a couple, maybe 3 or 4 more Teslas just to make sure that the numbers we find completely match up with the in-car health test, and that maybe they're not factoring in other components beyond just degradation. But that's pretty interesting. So interesting stats here. The car was primarily AC charged. It had quite a bit of DC charging, over 5 megawatt hours, but still primarily AC charged. It was a hot weather car, which is where I think most of the degradation comes to. I wish Teslas would track their resting state of charge or time at a certain percentage, because it's very possible whoever owned this car just had it full all the time in hot weather, which would lead to this rapid degradation. It's not rapid. I guess it's not out of the realm of possibilities. It just has such low mileage and such gentle usage with a lot of AC charging that it seems surprising to me how poorly the battery is doing with only 43,000 miles on it. Now, again, the 6 years does add time and aging to it, but I recently tested a 2013 Model S that, again, is significantly older than this car with significantly higher mileage, and it had only lost 10% capacity. So I do think a lot of it comes down to the storage state of charge as to where the cells are resting and the temperature at which the cells are at for resting. Just a guess. I'm really curious to see what you guys think in the comments. Those are the results. Tijmen and I are both a little bit shocked, okay? Maybe a little bit more degradation than he would have liked. He's got a couple more years left on battery warranty, so if anything goes bad, of course, the battery is covered. But there you have it. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know if you want us to do other cars in this degradation test style. I think it's really fun. So see you on another one again soon. Bye-bye.